Greetings. Welcome to this episode, Geeks First. You know, as I get older, I look back at some of the enjoyment as a child that I had, and finding things at antique stores and thrift shops that once were commonplace now seems to be a joy that is something that I'd like to share with you. Let's go ahead and dive into some of the finds that I've found in the last couple of weeks, and we'll talk all about that right now. Hello! So, one of the most intriguing things is I begin to realize that life has to have meaning, or life has a lot of things that you once never would have considered to be a staple memory. Is that I've seen now that I grew up in a special transient time where I still had early technology, and now new technology is coming around the bend with every waking moment. Basically, some new invention, AI, or something is essentially displacing some former technology that I thought was the latest and greatest at some point. So, circling back from Atari, Nintendo, and Super Nintendo days to PS5 and virtual reality glasses, which, as an example, these are some Virtue augmented reality glasses that I got in a Kickstarter about a year ago. We live in an amazing time, and sometimes when you like different things, it means your hobbies are very unique and varied. So some of the stuff that I've found comes from a place called Half Price Books. Now, I spent a total of $100 on the things I'm going to show you today, and then we'll talk about why that $100 is both an interesting find and how it's related to the current YouTube channel I have, and why it also brings back a vein of nostalgia that actually triggered me at this latest convention I was at to go ahead and basically make a purchase for an old CCG that I really hadn't had much experience with. So let's talk about the first item, and that is set your phasers to stun. That is this, a fantastic childhood memory here, a Star Trek phaser. Now, this is from 1992, and this is a Paramount Pictures. I believe this would be maybe TNG, maybe Voyager DS9. I don't know the exact version this is. I haven't dove in that deep to specifically which one it is, but this one has two modes, and the secondary button here is a little bit sticky. You have to kind of tease it. Oh, there it is. And then there's that one. So this will go great with a cosplay that at the next event that I'll be at, I'm going to go ahead and try and cosplay as somebody from the TNG universe, because that would be really fantastic. I like dressing up when I have the opportunity, especially when I'm not running around filming stuff. The next thing I found was this. You might know, or you might not know what the name of this is, but the tricorder is definitely a sci-fi trope statement. The fact that it works and lights up is pretty awesome. I mean, I'm very happy to have found this, and it's actually in pretty good condition. And this uses, you know, the good old batteries in the back of it. I put some new ones in there. What amazes me about these toys is, again, this one here is from 1993. This one's from 1992. Now, for the kids out there, what's 93 from 2023? 93, 2003, 2013, 2023. Does that mean that this is over 30 years old? Does that mean that this piece of kid toy is now over 30 years old? I mean, how unbelievably insane is that? I mean, these things, at one point when I was wee little big, were things that not these original ones, I just found these, right? I just bought these, but at one point I had access to these growing up. And some of your childhood toys in the future will be the same way. Now, this was a lead-in to actually a completely very random phone call that I made. So I was at Half Price Books, and I like to go in there to talk about trading cards. I've purchased many random things from there, like as an example, we found this Game Boy SP at Half Price Books, and I bought it because we needed a Game Boy SP in order to play some of the Pokemon games that are available. They have them in the thing behind me back here. And what amazes me about finding some of these is, you know, as I age, this is actually my childhood game, my actual childhood game, because somebody's, you know, I think at one point I put some glitter fingernail polish. I don't know how it got on there, but it did. I truly know this is when I had this. I had this from day one launch to right now. So 95 to now. That's another one. And then this one was the blue game that I had. So I had both of these. These are my original. Now, sadly, I have had to replace the batteries in these, so the original save files have been lost. That's a whole nother topic. But like, here's another. This is a Game Boy. What would this be called? This is the Advanced, right? Or I'm sorry, no, Game Boy DS Lite. And I got this for like $30 because this slot is damaged, but this slot's good. So this lets me play Game Boy Advance games. And this is one of those, you know, kind of early mid-gen, you know, handhelds. So you get Game Boy Advance, Game Boy SP, things like that. But this was one of those devices that, you know, you can find secondhand. So you don't have to buy everything new. And I think that's something that a lot of people are hung up on right now in the TCG world, is they want the latest and greatest, but sometimes maybe you should go back and enjoy some of the nostalgia. Which leads me to, at the convention I was at, I purchased these. These are Star Trek CCG starter decks. Yeah, I probably overpaid for them. They were $30 a piece. I got $60 into two dead card game starter decks here, but I feel like the nostalgia factor alone to me is worth that. Now, on this channel before, you've seen me talk about the same company that made this, which this company that decided to do this was Decipher, right? They had the licensing for both Star Trek and Star Wars. Together, they had both at one point before they went to other companies. And what makes that really awesome is this is the game I was very familiar with. I gravitated toward this, but I know many people and many friends that were in this. Now, I bought two because these are starter decks and they should have a rule in them. And what's intriguing is each of these will be a tad different because it is randomized, ready to play 40-card deck, which includes 2 rares, a selection of several exclusive cards, and then a Voyager starter deck. I'm sure there's different ways I could have approached this, but I also have discovered, another inflection on myself here, that I very much enjoy not being a master at any game, but being able to compare games to each other, comparing this Star Trek CCG to the Star Wars customizable card game, or Flesh and Blood, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Weiss Schwartz, you know, all these different games that I'm surrounded by. Final Fantasy. I like to have at least a little bit of every game so that I can understand the mechanics, get a baseline for how they work. Over the weekend, I got to talk to somebody who is really big into Digimon. I think pretty much all the Bandai games, One Piece, the Battle Spirit Saga, so on and so forth. And I'd like to actually bring him on. I'm going to try to do a remote interview with him because it'd be really fun to talk about how he kind of sees those games, right? They're a different aspect, a different characterization of things that you don't typically see. Like when I look at Flesh and Blood, the reason I'm gravitated toward that is the artwork, the game style, the mechanics of the game. When I'm drawn to this, right, people wouldn't really want to play this today, but it's a nostalgia factor, so there's another keyword for you. It's also an intellectual property, an IP that I am attached to, just like Star Wars. You know, Fallout. Magic did a recent set where Fallout was a big crossover. They've also done all sorts of other crossovers. You know, that's the power of what I see when it comes to some of these items. Now, the other part of the tie-in to this is on this receipt, you'll see a, I bought a Monopoly game, by the way, Monopoly Johto edition. It's over there, but it's a Pokemon game. It's a Pokemon Monopoly. It's like the only Monopoly I think I'm ever going to try and play. But the other item, which was this miscellaneous used item, was $30. Now, that's really intriguing. So I'm going to show you what that is. I'm going to take off my sticky note. You can see the back side of it. You can't see the front. That had my name and phone number on it. But it does say, I'll at least show this part, interested in Flesh and Blood cards. So what happened was, because I've made such a good relationship, a good rapport with this specific bookstore, this Half Price Books, when they get interesting things, I typically can get a phone call because I've asked for it. So this was $30 for all 3 boxes, ring as miscellaneous, you know, according to the manager. And these 3 boxes here are 3 boxes, 1, 2, and a half of a box of Flesh and Blood cards. Now, Admittedly, I have not looked through this in depth. I opened up each one just to confirm that there were Flesh and Blood cards in them, but we're going to go over a little bit of that together, as well as talk about opening one of these up. So it's a little bit of a fun fact find piece, but it's also, you know, rocking the new shirt that I got at the convention, the Pokemon, you know, I guess for lack of a better word, Evolutions cool shirt. And I'm just going to have a fantastic time, and you can join me for the ride. That's why we're here. So when I looked at these and they said, hey, we got some Flesh and Blood cards, I was shocked, right? Because Flesh and Blood is a new enough game that I would not have suspected to have seen Flesh and Blood inside of a used store. So when I started looking, I kind of was curious. Now, I don't know what generations these cards are going to be, and I don't know if there's going to be any high-end cards or just generic cards, foil cards, whatever, but let's go ahead and kind of begin to piece this together. So I'm going to move my head to the other side so that I can go to here. This looks like this is some Monarch cards. So this is, oh, there's a foil already. So that's a Monarch. Now this is Monarch Unlimited, right? And we all kind of know that, at least if you've been in for a while in the Monarch world, right? That's when a lot of players began to kind of jump into this game. And it looks like somebody's collection here. These were kind of organized. Here's different. Oh, there you go. You got some foil equipment. That's nice. Ooh, foil equipment there. Honestly, by the way, you're probably like, well, but Jake, well, why would you spend $30 on things you have no idea about? I buy bulk lots from people all the time, sight unseen, just because it's the fun, it's the chase, it's what can you find. Now, is it a smart idea? Could you just go out and buy a single that you're looking for? Sure. But I also sell singles, so this is a great way for me to stock up on singles. And if there's even one card worth more than, what, $15 combined between these, like, what, each of these foils here, if I'm trying to make a set and I don't have this, these would be great. But maybe that's a $2 card right now, and maybe in the future it's going to be $5 in the future. But I can sit on it for, oh, baubles. We got baubles. This box is already worth it. Everyone who knows me right there, that paid for the box. Just kidding. You know. But that's kind of the thing here, right? Is there is so many different aspects to kind of assume when you look at stuff. What is it? Like, obviously this is basically a Monarch box or a case. I haven't seen anything. There's no rares so far. That's common. So I'm gonna change this up. You know, back in the day when I'd buy Magic the Gathering collections, you know, it only took one card. Like, I found a dual land once in a random pack of things. You know, it doesn't take much to. I mean, these are pretty much also almost organized, and the conditions, you know, not terrible, right? I can see that somebody's played with them. These are all unlimited. Here's your shadow cards, so that must be. Again, this is very Monarch related right here. So let's go to this stack, Monarch, and this is how I'd go through a collection too. Like, I'm looking for rarity symbols. There's you know, foils mixed throughout this. There's a foil. Ooh, are any of these the pre-release cards? Because isn't that Eclipse Existence? That would have been, you know, for those that know, right? You know that this would have been a pre-release or promo card if you went to the pre-release. So maybe there could have been a pre-release card inside of that. So okay, nothing outstanding crazy there. But you know what? Again, this is still good solid cards for somebody to build a deck, and this is kind of like a time capsule. I got lots of foils in here. That's nice. Here's your light cards. Light's now popular again, right? Here's Illusionist. So Illusionist, Spears of Serenity. Ooh, look at that. Okay, I like it. Spectral, Courage. This is definitely, that's cool. I like that. All right. Okay, so far, commons. Again, if somebody who knows what they're doing got rid of this stuff, probably took out anything of high value in the box. So don't expect too much, in my opinion, from like high-end stuff. But look at it, it's all sorted. Like, for the most part, somebody who had this. Oh, look, there's Everfest. So okay, now we have Everfest. Hey, that means there could be cold foils if there's Everfest. Oh, buddy. Oh man, that opens up some fun. Outland Skirmish, Payload, Zoom in. Okay, so we're in Everfest territory. In the swing. Come on, fun. Everfest. Oh, now we're back to BOL. Oh, okay. So these are part of a starter deck, Bolton starter deck, which that would make sense, right? I would suspect to see some of those in here because that would be part of, you know, there was the heroes earlier. Bolton, 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 Bolton. This says LXI, Lexi, maybe? Lexi, that was a Lexi starter. So this is Tales of Aria. Okay, so Tales of Aria. Also a little bit of Everfest. Okay, so that's in the same time frame that somebody would have been in. There's Prism. This is from Monarch proper. These are still unlimited, so they did not have first. Oh, here we go. Sync Belows. First, you know, WTR cards. Iron helmets. Equipment for days. Get your equipment. That's, yeah, see, look, this is all organized, but, I mean, what's this box worth? Probably about $5 right now in its current state. $6, $5.50, right? But, hey, I can easily go through and just catalog this and then put it up on the website. These are already sorted. I don't even have to sort it. Like, there's a value almost in just getting pre-sorted cards. Like, I got another video from another gentleman that's going to come out after this one. That was his entire collection. He's done. So it had MetaZoo, it had Flesh and Blood, it had some other various games, Genesis Battle of Champions. You know, he just had a myriad of different collectible games, and he's kind of moving on. So he's moved on, and I got all that. So that's another example of things that can happen. But this does appear. I'm looking photographically speaking. Yep. So all those are commons. So that whole box there is a little bit of Everfest, like a microscopic amount of Everfest, and a lot of unlimited, unlimited stuff. All right, that's box one. Box two, box three. Let's open the small box first. Oh, we got starter decks. Oh, cool. It's a sealed Lexi Blitz starter deck. Look at that. What is this? Hey, got a Majestic Winner's Whale. Look at that. There we go. Boom, baby. Get some Elemental Guardian Banhammer going, and we got a Briar deck. So we got some sealed. This in here. Okay, so look. See, this is like rares. 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 I saw Majestics. Okay, hey, we're going to come back to this box. Now that I've seen that there's at least a couple Majestics, this must be where the higher stuff went. So let's take a look at this box. Okay, there is a small box inside of the big box. This box. What is in this box? Good box. Good day, sir. Let's see. Oh, there we go. There's another Majestic. You got a Librarian from a starter Prism deck. So Prism, Prism, Prism starter, Monarch, Monarch. Eclipse Existence, not the promo. Very much, again, Monarch cards. And that is something to also consider when you're looking at, like, collection buying. You know, this is WTR, right? So it sounds like this person must have bought a couple of WTR cards, but they were... Oh, here's Tales of Aria. So they must have played at least in the Tales of Aria. Here's your starter deck cards. So here, oh, there must have been some starters at least purchased to get some cards. Old Him. So this is a good snapshot into where they existed. The Crack Bauble, you know, making its debut appearance. WTR cards. More Crack Baubles. Nimbleism. Oh, look at that. That's a nice one. A foil Iron Rot plate. You know, that's a good looking card. I like the foil Iron Rot. That's excellent. Let's pick more of this. We got some tokens. These are all tokens. That is a lot of tokens and Crack Baubles. All right, heroes and tokens. When you get collections, there will be a lot of chaff, especially the tokens, because you get one per pack. So you can also kind of gauge somebody's collection size by the number of tokens, because if they have 1,000 tokens, they probably bought about 1,000 packs. You know, it's kind of an interesting dynamic. These are all generics, but yeah, those are all commons. Nothing crazy. Okay, so I'm going to make a wild assumption that in this box... Oh, look at that. There's Crucible of War. Crucible of War cards. Crucible of War. Crucible of War. Crucible of War. Crucible of War. Oh, baby, we got a foil Teklo pistol. Daddy's happy today. Daddy's real happy. All right, what do we got? Some more Crew. Then we're back to Monarch again. So maybe they bought a little bit of each of the supplemental sets. I mean, they've seen a little bit of Everfest, mostly Monarch. That wouldn't make too much sense, though, to buy much of the... I mean, I guess if the person didn't know, right, they wouldn't know, but it wouldn't make sense to buy too much of the Crew, because that wouldn't have much that you could use. I guess it had Warrior cards, so... Nah, Warrior cards probably be the... Yeah, it would have Warrior cards. If you were playing Bolden, at least, right? So, this is more Monarch, more Monarch. These cards are, like, minty. Then they're back to Crew, okay? So, that's nice. What's in this stack? Ooh, Spears of Sterility. Even though it's a nice foil. That's cool. You got Hit and Run, Crucible of War. So that's more Crucible of War. Back to Monarch again. So there's a smear. I don't see any Arcane Rising. No Arc in this stuff. Monarch. Oh, here's some Crew heroes. So you got the single-sided Crucible of War, Bravo, Katsu, Ira, Viscerai. There's Dash, Young, and so there is actually a single token here for Arcane Rising Dash Young. That's a little out. That's an oddity given the composition of the other stuff. Oh, there's a Ironhide helm foil. See, I like foil equipment, right? It's the cheap option for when you want to run something you don't want a cold foil of. So back to, again, nothing ridiculous in there. But so even if you call that $5 or $6, right? You're now at what, $15 of the bunch, and then these alone here at $10 a piece. I mean, if nothing else, I don't even know what's in this third box other than I've seen, the Winter's Whale. That means we have paid for everything just based on that. And if I leave those sealed, maybe in 10 years, we can play a retro game, because at least they're from the same set, right? Like, Tails. I can kind of at least play these against each other, so that's nice. All right, what do we got? We got some warpage. Oh man, we got some warpage of the cards. Look at that, some foil warpage. Foily warpage boys. All right, we got Heralds of Judgment, Pulping, Halfram. So these are, oh, there's Snatches. There's the Saint card. Not Alpha. Sorry, no Alpha here, kids. Would not expect any Alpha in this at all. Crucible of War. Oh, here's some Crucible. Okay, Cavdane. So here's some rares. This is Crucible of War rares. Ho ho! Look at that. Oh, foil cash in, baby. We're gonna cash in on this one. That's nice. That's cool. Like it. Talishar, baby. Can't go wrong with the Talishar. We're going to put that off to the side. What do we got? Mount Muscle. Definitely Rise. That's every time I see this card, I think of Sloop Dupe. Because when I first started asking for some help with some thumbnails, this is one of the thumbnails he had. And I don't know. I associate it with Sloop with Wes. So. All right, we got Seek Horizons. Okay, so that's nice. We got some rares. We do know that we saw, at least, like I said, we got one. We got Mr. Winter of the only whale. So obviously they were playing that as a piece of equipment. Ode to Wrath, Herald Judgment, Pulping, Moravian Skies. Here we go. Crane Dance. That's nice. And these are minty Crew cards. I still think Crew is one of the rarer sets to get a hold of right now. Harmonized Kadachi and Zephyr Needle. Again, these are the Crew, from the Crew ones. Oh, wow. Foil Redliner. Look at that. Some Ranger Love. You did get some foil. There's a Sledgehammer of, I'll take that to the side. That's nice. What do we got? Rise Above, Somersault. That's Crew. Centauri Sabers, those are nice. Hey, Dauntless, not going to say no to those. We're back into, this is more of that. We got, okay, this is interesting. So, I can basically determine the age range of their purchase based on the Vexing Malice from Monarch. There are two variations of this, and I believe this is there's one that has a longer grouping of text, and there's one that has a shorter. Now it's interesting because they have a foil of one, and I think the foils of certain ones are kind of a little bit harder to find. I'm gonna have to track that down. I don't remember which one's which, but I know there is a difference. There are definitely two different kinds. What do we got? The Spellfrey Cloaks. Okay, that's a Bolton card, Bolton card, Bolton card. Oh, there's Everfest. Ah, Talisman. Here we go. Talisman, Slice and Dice, Talisman, T-Bone, Talisman, Thunderquake. Pick a card. Won't say no to that. Back to Monarch again. All right. What do we got? We got Glisten. Vive the Vanguard. That's nice. We have Lightning, Bolton Shot. Oh, there's the. So this is okay. So that must be from the starter. So there's your two heroes from at least the starter. Prism. Monarch. Another Prism. I see Prism. Oh, there's a backwards card. What is this? Oh, hey, there's a promo. Hey, Majestics. Look at this. All the good stuff's in the back, I guess. So there was a promo Weave Lightning. Oh my gosh. Foil Coax of Commotion. What? What is that? That's nice. Hey, Nourishing Emptiness. I needed that actually. Snag. Deep Rooted Evil. Hey there. Hexagore. Cool, buddy. Genesis. Foil Genesis. Genesis. Erudition. Oh my gosh, it's a foil Nourishing. Unified Decree. That's Crucible. Then we got Monarch. That's Monarch. That's Crucible. That's Monarch. Oh man, another. Oh my gosh, look, you got a full play set of Nourishing Emptiness and a foil. 4 Nourishing Emptiness. Rouse the Ancients. I mean, all these generic cards are great. Tome of Torment, Guardian, Beacon. So yeah, this is definitely, look at this. This is very heavy on. There's Crew, Massacre, Crew, Righteous, Crew, Stamp, Unified Degree, Twinning Blade, baby. Look at that. That's a Crew card. That's a good one. Deep Root Evil, Tear Limb from Limb. Got 3 of those bad boys. Mark, Invert, Shadow of Ursa. Lumina Ascension. That's a foil Lumina Ascension. That's cool. Wow. Foil Spill Blood. Look at that. Food Soul. Oh, we got some Guinness, what you need from Everfest. So a little bit of Everfest Majestic Love. Miraging Metamorph foil. That's sweet. Shatter. Then we got the Bolton Minerva here. Herald. Celestial Cataclysm. I still believe in that card. Another Celestial Cataclysm. There's a Genesis and another Monarch. So yeah. Look at that. That's a heck of a $30. Yes, please. I like it. Holy moly. That was exciting. Hey. I got some good cards. I got some foils. I got Cash In, Pistol. Got the generics. I don't see what's to hate about that. So that turned out great. I'd say that was a real winner to me. And I got 2 starter decks. Hell, we might even just do a giveaway on these at some point in the near future. Let me think on it a little bit. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that, actually. That may break some rules. So I don't know if I can do that. I might not be able to do that. All right, anyways, moving on. We have these. We're going to open up one because we're going to start with one at least and see what's on the inside. This is the starter deck for the Star Trek Voyager, which that's a good series, by the way. I've watched most of it. I'm actually watching Enterprise right now. That's one of the ones. And oh yeah, man, the old boxes, they don't do it like this anymore. Now let's see. Is there a cellophane wrapper on the inside, or is it raw cards? Raw cards. That's interesting. That's new. All right. There we go. So we got the Borg. The Borg, baby. Voyager. Here we go. So this is... Gosh, these Decipher rulebooks, man. I love it. I mean, think about this. Back in the day, this is what? Coming out. What year is this? 90... No, it's 2001. So in 2001, they were giving out rulebooks for their games in the game. So... And again, you know, not to be too critical, right? I mean, it's an honest truth. It's an honest criticism that Flesh and Blood decks, these don't have a rule book in it. It's the same size. I mean, it's really, I mean, there's no really reason in my eyes why they couldn't do this and have a nice little quick start guide. I mean, the internet wasn't a thing back in the day, right? Like this was, you did this is it. Like you could probably get on the internet. Obviously it says decipher.com, right? But like this was not the thing. So let's see, what do we got? We got Razik. And we got the Doctor. Oh yeah, look at that, medical. Sweet. Oh, these must be oh, I see, these are the rares. You got equipment. This is a common. Nadrium? I don't know what that is. These card designs, man, this is crazy. Interrupt. Incident. Is that the same dude? Same face? It's like pretty close. Oh, what did we get? We got Retrieve the Settlers. We got a Vulcan scouting vessel. Dilemma. I'm trying to remember some of these scenes. We got another one of him. Prison break. An attempt a mission. Dilemma. Man, this is oh, there's my tricorder. Yeah, baby! Tricorder! See, am I holding it the right way? I gotta hold it like this. Man, their screen's better than my screen. Lazarus. Dilemma. Oh, nice. Hopland. I don't remember that person. Incident. Ooh, shuttlecraft. Dilemma. I wonder if they just have various... That's interesting. So, like, obviously foils really weren't probably a big thing back in the day. How many uncommons do you get? Is it a mix? Several exclusive cards and an easy to understand rulebook. I wonder what the exclusive cards are. I wonder if they say S. They must say S for starter. So S must be starter, 6 must be starter, SS, 21S, 2S. So yeah, that's it. But yeah, we got the Doctor and medical, who's an officer. I have to look into how to play this. So before I open the other one, we're going to look into how to play, because there's no sense in wasting opening it if it's not something that I can get somebody to play with. I want to open one for myself, but I also want to make sure that somebody enjoys it with me. All right, well, that has been an exciting adventure down some off-the-wall stuff. I got some more Flesh and Blood stuff coming your way. I got some older games. I got all sorts of things. Tonight, I actually have to go to D&D starting in another 35 minutes, and we're going to go from there. So until next time, may your games be fun and your friendships grow. Cheers. Hi, Draco. Your captain.